Not all organizations are created equally. I think we can agree to that, especially when it comes to sales. But today I'm going to talk to you about 5 things the best sales-focused companies have in common. Hopefully this can help you in your selection of a company or help you to adjust your company so people want to come and work with you. Check it out. Hey everyone, welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, your coach, your mentor, Mr. Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode today, we're going to talk to you about 5 things, as I mentioned in the teaser, 5 things that makes a sales-focused organization absolutely amazing. These are things that have in common. Hopefully these can help you as they've been helping me and helping some of our clients. Everyone is selling. This is one of the easiest one. Every organization I've known that thrive, everyone in that company are salespeople. Now, listen, I'm not saying that they don't have accountants and they don't have HR folks and they don't have, janitors or they don't have people in operations. They have all of that. But the idea here is that an organization has such a strong message. They have a strong mission. They have such a strong focus. And everyone who comes into that organization who's a part of that culture believes that. And because they believe that, they're selling the organization. They're selling this at the Thanksgiving dinner. They're selling this at Christmas dinners. They're selling this when they go out to Chipotle. They're selling this to their classmates, people that they know. They're telling and recruiting talents to come to the company because they believe in the mission so strongly that this organization is so powerful. And I think that's a critical component. This is a huge factor when it comes towards leadership and also towards the culture that the organization has established. So in your organization, is it a sales-centered organization? Do you focus on selling so much that everyone in the company, they bought into the vision and they're selling the concept or selling the product and services to their friends and their family? If you don't have that, then that's one area where you can fix. So let me give you some ideas of what you can do. First, adjust your focus. Adjust your mission to make sure that it's focused on the thing. So make sure you have a clear mission that everyone in the organization can back. Our job is to empower educators so they can empower students and change the world. Or maybe your mission is to, change the way that people do search, or change the way that people, find pet kit insurance. Like whatever your thing is, whatever that mission is, it needs to be reiterated and reverberated through everything in the organization, and everyone needs to be a part of that. Now, granted, everyone is not going to, but for the most part, the organization, people are going to love that mission, and then they're going to sell it. Now, they don't make phone calls and they don't do cold outreach, but they're going to be advocates or evangelists for your brand with everyone and in everything, and they're going to be willing to tell that on social media and willing to tell friends about it because they believe so strongly in the organization. Salespeople are treated like the best in a company. I've been a part of an organization where it's like they treated sales wrong. They're like, salespeople are just annoying. They're just asking for too much. They're complain about the product, complain about the software, blah, blah, blah. They get paid too much. All kinds of stuff like that. And you know what? Granted, there have been sellers in history that did give that bad rep. But for the most part, people like you and me, we're good people, right? But if your organization demotes the idea or diminishes the idea or the role of a seller, come on, man, who's going to want to be there? The top selling organizations, the ones who are so focused on sales, who have this strong culture, they're emphasizing that their salespeople are treated right. They're not being prima donnas, but these people are getting opportunities to be able to express their concerns. They're getting opportunities to give their opinion because they're kind of on the front line talking to the people who support your organization and give you money, right? Sales education, the best of the best. Focus on sales education. And here's why that is. Consider the fact that your mission is strong, your mission important. You want to make your salespeople go out and do that mission and fulfill that mission well, and to get them bored out about the mission. Number 2, you want to make sure salespeople are treated right. And one way you can treat them right is to improve their skills. You find salespeople, and I say this over and over again, that has 1 year of sales experience 30 times. They got experience 30 years ago, and that's all the training and knowledge that they've received, and that's what they're living on. But we can't do that. We can't expect to grow and become an exponential growth organization from outdated sales strategies. So infuse your salespeople with the latest and greatest. If you're not training them every year, and I'm not just saying that because it's self-serving for our business. Use whoever you want, but you got to educate them, whether that's like a book club in a company or whether you go through a formal training organization or you share their ideas, you got to give them some kind of education. Put them through seminars, workshop, or training programs, boot camps. Give them the tools and the techniques and skills that they need so that they can really thrive in their position, so they can really thrive in their role, so they can really thrive in all that they're doing. And if you can get them to that point where they're thriving and doing super well, come on, man, money in the bank all day long, because these salespeople are going to feel endeared to you. They're going to feel like they want to stay with you because you've helped them and you continue to help them. One of the top things that a sales-focused organization does is they challenge you. You have an opportunity to be accountable. So let me give you for instance, high level of accountability, and they consistently raise quota. So what do I mean by this? Like, say for instance, you work in a company and you're out there just doing your thing. They expect you to just bring in, close deals and bring stuff in, but there's not a sense of accountability. If that accountability is not there, then salespeople are not going to feel a kinship. They're going to feel whatever, just kind of float and whatnot. And you might think, well, I don't want to be a hard nose. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be a jerk. You don't have to be mean or be a jerk. You just want to have to put consequences in place and accountability. So say, for instance, you have certain numbers that you're going to hit. And here's one of the things that makes a big difference. If I impose on you, like, you have to hit this number, or, this is our team goal. This is what we are trying to achieve. Here's what we want to get as a team. What do you feel that you can commit to achieve that? Well, I feel I can commit to this, or I feel that I can do this. What are some consequences if you don't do that? Well, if I don't do that, I think this should come in place. If that's the case, then go ahead and hold the salespeople according to that, because you're giving them a part of that process, and they're going to oftentimes set stronger penalties, accountabilities, or measures than you would. At least the good sellers, because they want to improve. So they're going to keep challenging themselves to be better. And some of the best organizations in the world, they consistently raise their quota every single year, because oftentimes sellers are hitting that number. So let's say your quota is to bring in $1 million in business. Well, next year, maybe some, 1.1 that you're going to bring into the organization next year, because that encourages the seller to look for ways to be better. Go back to our point number 3. They want to thrive. They want to sharpen their skill. They want to continue to improve. Number 5, it's a KPI. Now, what I mean by this is that the KPIs that they have are not just focused on the end results. I know, shocker, right? You might think, I guess it's not necessarily shocker. It's probably like, what? Most salespeople think or thought that I would focus on the outcome-based KPI. Outcome meaning like the end results, how many deals you close. But the best companies, the ones that are the strongest sales-focused companies, they understand what metrics drive results. So it might say, for instance, they understand that if a salesperson make X amount of outreach calls and set X amount of demo, they're going to provide Y results. If that's the case, then they focus on the leading indicators, the things that the salespeople have control over. So, and I'm not saying they just put out bogus activities, but they might say, like, how many outreaches do you do? How many meaningful conversations are you having? How many LinkedIn connections are you doing? Because if they're doing these things properly, the results will come. And the best organization I see, they focus on that. Identify what are some of those metrics, some of those leading indicators that your salespeople have, that if they do it consistently, they'll see the results. And that's what you want to measure them on. If they can do that, the end is going to come. It's not saying you don't focus on number of quota. Of course, we talk about number of deals closed. Of course, you're going to have that quota. However, the emphasis every single day is not going to be say how many deals you closed today. It's like, bro, I can't tell my salespeople to go out and just bring a deal back. They can't just go pick a deal from the deal tree. However, the salesperson can go out and make phone calls. They can send out effective LinkedIn message. They can do great posts. They can send out email cadences. They could do those things and do those things well. If we can get them to do that consistently, come on. Again, what's my famous line? Money in the bank. And here's one thing that I want to share too as a bonus tip, is that 50% of participants, of salespeople, say that one of the things that made their organization well from top ranked organizations, they said that it's because their sales process is highly monitored. Let me repeat that one more time. 50% of participants who were surveyed that said their organization was great said one of the reasons why is because their sales process was highly monitored. Sometimes you have organizations that have a sales process that it's like no one has ever looked under the hood. It's kind of like driving a car without changing the oil for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. How in the world can you expect your organization to be a well-oiled machine if the machine ain't getting no oil in it? You got to keep improving. You got to keep focusing. What can I do to tweak my process? Get your team together maybe once a quarter. What are some things you saw that work better this quarter? Get the marketing folks involved, because if you're doing ABM strategy, and if you're not, you should. If you have that, then find out what's working, what didn't work, what can we do better, how can we improve? And if you can do all of those things, as I always say, money in the bank. You're going to fine tune, you're going to improve your process. All in all, I share this stuff with you because I want you to improve. I want you to be better. I want you to find more of your ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to close more deals, but most importantly, I want you to go out, raise above the norm, and do big things. Thanks so much for watching.